How's it going, Gumi Gang? Welcome back to the channel. Hope you guys are doing fantastic. Now, you want to know what I miss? I miss aftermarket parts. Aftermarket parts were so cool. They were such an awesome thing to have week to week. Looking forward to something new, a new aftermarket part for this, for that, or whatever. I really miss aftermarket parts. And with today's video, we're going to take a step back and talk about one that has probably been overlooked by a lot of you guys, and that is the Jack Voltstorm, which is the aftermarket part for the launcher known as the Storm Ender. Now, what this aftermarket part does is essentially turns that launcher into an energy blast shotgun. It sounds really goofy, and to be honest, it is pretty goofy, but it's actually kind of fun and useful. And more importantly for us, it's basically a one-shot kill energy shotgun, which is really fun, super goofy. But with today's video, we're just gonna have fun. We're gonna talk about it. I'll share the ranges and stuff. You can see some of the goofy kills I got with it. And this is just to say, hey, don't forget there's fun things like this in the game. Don't forget to use them because they can definitely change up the way you play, and it's a lot of fun to do. So of course, timestamps will be in the description below. And let's just go ahead and hop into what makes this thing so fun. So like I said, this basically turns the Storm Ender into a energy plasma shotgun thing that you basically have to charge up. Whenever you pull the trigger on this thing, it basically has to charge. You can't just tap it and you're done. You basically have to hold it down for a little bit and then release it whenever you want to let it go. Now, when you charge it fully and when you just kind of barely charge it at all, there's no difference in how much damage you do. As soon as you can get that shot off, just go ahead and release the trigger and you're good, and you'll do the same damage no matter what. And like I said, the fun thing about this thing is it is a one-shot kill, and it's actually pretty good, and the one-shot kill range extends out to about 4.6 meters. In this, it is entirely possible to scuff a shot. It's not like if they're anywhere in the reticle, they die in one shot. No, your reticle has to be somewhere center on their torso to get the one-shot kill to deal 300 damage. If you're kind of off a little bit, what I notice is usually you deal about 150 damage, and outside of its 4.6 meters, out to about like 6 or 7 or so, you still deal about 150 damage pretty consistently. So if you don't get the one-shot kill, generally it's gonna be a two-shot kill from what I found. There's not a lot of instances where it'll take more than that, but honestly, if you don't get the one shot, you might be screwed because there's so much time it takes to actually get the second shot off. It can really get you killed. So like I said, as long as you're kind of center mass aiming at their torso with your reticle somewhere in the center, you should be getting a one-shot kill as long as you're in that 4.6 meters. Now, in terms of how you should probably be using it, well, it's a goofy kind of gun. It's not really anything you should be taking super seriously, but at the same time, it's definitely to be respected. Like, you gotta respect this thing. If someone picks it up off your body, don't just push them blindly because they're probably gonna kill you. It has that potential for being really devastating, but it's also really goofy, and like, it's a charged shotgun, so it just doesn't work super well in a lot of really serious engagements, but it's hilarious. The way I found myself using this was I was kind of like walking around. If I knew someone was around, I would basically charge my shot and kind of wait around the door, because typically a lot of really aggressive players that I play against will just sort of slide through a doorway, which it is kind of hard to deal with now with the controller and the rotational aim assist being a slight bit nerfed. You have to be a little bit more accurate. Not a big deal though, just something to keep in mind. But generally, I'll walk around if I know someone's here, charge it up, and just wait for my shot to go off. Now, that might not be ideal, honestly, because you could probably be better off if you just run up to someone and then get into cover and charge and then shoot. Both ways are pretty good to play with. I just kind of got lazy and felt like, you know what, I'm just gonna play this like it's Doom or something and just kind of walk around and have my gun ready to go. And honestly, it wasn't super bad in that regard. It was actually pretty fun, and I had some good success with it. But honestly, you might be better off switching to a knife, running up to someone, getting into cover, then charging your shot, and then letting it off as they inevitably slide around a corner to challenge you. Now, one of the nice or maybe bad things about this gun is there's not really a class setup to use, so I can't really show you one. Just get the Storm Ender and put on this aftermarket part and you're good to go. That's literally it. There's no magic class setup. There's no attachments to put on it. What you see is what you get, so it's pretty simple. So there you go. Just go ahead and use it. As for my thoughts on this thing, it's super fun. It's super goofy. A lot of you guys probably forgot about it. I know a few people had mentioned it before in my comments, so this is a shout out to them. But basically, it's goofy. It's fun. You just have to use it for something different. Call of Duty is a little bit stale right now, I know. These are the kind of things you want to be using because they're going to change it up. They're going to make you feel like it's a little bit different. It might be a little blast from the past, so to speak, where you remember the aftermarket parts or something, but honestly, it's a lot of fun. I definitely recommend trying it out. And more importantly, just remember to have fun with this. Don't take it too seriously, because that's what this thing is. It's basically just a fun launcher that's like an energy shotgun, and that's pretty much it. Now, as always, I want to know down below in the comments, what do you guys think about this aftermarket part? Do you miss these aftermarket parts as much as I do? Because I really do miss them. And with all that being said, guys, I will see you in the next video.
We've located the rest of them.